Hey everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing Milwaukee's new Shockwave thin wall hole saws. These come in 7 different sizes ranging from 3/4 of an inch all the way up to 1.5 inches, and they're designed to be a replacement for bimetal hole saws commonly used by electricians, plumbers, and HVAC techs. Now they built in some really nice features to these that I really like. My favorite is the ejector spring that they have around the pilot bit itself. And what that does is once you drill a hole into something, instead of that little plug of material staying inside the hole saw itself, that ejector spring is going to fling it off there and you can move on to drilling the next hole. Another really nice feature is this collar or shoulder that they have built in around the base of the hole saw, and that is wider than the hole that you're drilling. So if you're pressing onto something with force, let's say the side of an electrical panel, that hole saw, once it breaks free, is only going to go in there about 1/2 inch and that collar is going to stop it. So if you're using a typical hole saw and you're drilling into the side of an electrical panel, if you're not careful, you can shove the hole saw in there and it will cut some wires or could damage something, where the collar on this is going to prevent you from physically being able to do that. Milwaukee claims these will last up to twice as long and cut 40% faster than a standard bimetal hole saw, and they are impact rated because they're in the Shockwave lineup. So next I'm going to test all 7 different sizes so you'll be able to see that they all either work the same, or if maybe the smaller ones or larger ones could have problems, you're going to see it firsthand. So stay tuned and let's see how good the Milwaukee thin wall hole saws actually work. Okay, I just drilled 2 holes into the side of this computer case, but I hit the frame of the actual case itself instead of through solid sheet metal. So I'm going to try this over again. But I'm going to start out with the 3/4 inch Shockwave bit. And I'm going to be using a Milwaukee 2653 M18 Fuel 1/4 inch hex impact driver. I'm going to be using this on speed setting 3, which is 1600 inch-pounds of torque. And this is a very, very powerful 1/4 inch hex impact driver. So with the 3/4 inch bit, I'm going to now drill through the side. And you can see it already popped the plug right out of there. We're going to move on now to 7/8. Same thing, pop the plug right out. Now we're going to try the 1 inch. It popped the plug right out, and it's because it has that ejector spring around the actual pilot bit itself. So I'm not having to fish that little piece of metal out of the hole saw itself. So I'll pop that out of the shank. We'll move up to 1 1/8 inch. It popped it right out of there. So far we haven't had any failures. And now we're at 1 1/4. And really, this is extremely fast, and it is amazing to me that I'm doing this with an impact driver. You would think with a hole saw it would really mess things up, but these seem to hold up very well. Now I'm using 1 3/8 inch. It popped it right out. So far we're 6 for 6, and now we're going to try the 7th size, which is the largest, 1 1/2 inch. So we'll pop this in the 2653, make sure it's nice and snug, and now we're going to do our final hole. It also ejected it, and there were no problems whatsoever. Here I'm going to show you what it looks like actually inside of a cabinet or a box that you're going to drill into, and you'll see that pilot bit come through, and then once the hole is actually made, the little plug is going to be ejected, but the hole saw will not be able to enter the box itself because of that collar. So on here I have a 1 1/8 inch Shockwave thin wall hole saw, and I'm going to drill down to the top of this now. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit more just so you can watch it come through. And here we go. I'm going to drill through it now. You'll be able to see how this action actually works. And you can see that that collar stopped me from coming all the way through, and it pops right back out. If I take that same hole saw and I push it down with force into the top of here, it will not enter the cabinet because that lip is actually preventing it from entering the cabinet itself. Okay, here I have 1/8 inch steel plate, and I'm going to drill through this now with the Shockwave thin wall hole saw. It is the maximum thickness that it's rated to cut through. So now you can see if it's going to cut through 1/8 inch steel. This is the 7/8 inch bit. And you can see it pop through there with no problem. The actual little plug looks like it was hung up on the outside of the actual pilot bit itself. Well, it was just sitting there, but it's very hot. I'm not going to grab it. Okay, now for a top view, I'm going to drill a few different holes in the top of here, just so you can see that it does do a burr-free cut. And it does that because the hole saw itself will chip the metal away. It's not making any slivers. So this hole that I already drilled has not been fixed with a file or anything. We're going to drill more holes into here, and you'll be able to see that collar, stop it from going inside the case itself, as well as that real nice cut that it makes. So here we go. This is a 1.5 inches. This is the largest size, and I'm going to drill a few different holes in here, and you can see how well it works. I do have safety goggles on because these chips do go flying everywhere, and you do not want to use a hole saw cutting through metal or really anything without some safety equipment on. So always wear safety glasses when doing any work like this. All right, you can see the actual lip catch, and it's not allowing the drill to go down inside any further. And also you can see it is a nice finish that does not have any burrs sticking up. We'll go ahead and drill another hole next to it. Another hole. You can see that they're just eating right through this metal case, and none of them are leaving any sort of a burr. Well, now you've seen for yourself just how good the Milwaukee thin wall hole saws actually work. They poke right through materials with no problems whatsoever. That little ejector spring on there flings the materials off, and these keep making cuts, and they really have not gotten dull at all with me. They don't leave the burrs with the holes, so you can put whatever little adapter or fastener that you need to onto it, and it's just going to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort. So if you're in the market for a little bimetal hole saw and you're drilling into sheet metal much, you really might want to consider these Milwaukees because they are just an excellent product overall, and I think you can see firsthand how good they work. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe, and thanks for watching.